All right, let's talk about your C Intermediate Study Guide for Corporate and Other Laws. I know, it can feel like a monster, but what if I told you this guide isn't your enemy? What if it's actually your secret weapon? In this explainer, we're going to break it down and turn this thing into a powerful tool to help you crush your exams. Okay, let's be real. You open this book up and it looks intimidating, right? But I want you to shift how you see it. This isn't just another textbook you have to memorize. Think of it as the blueprint for your future. This is literally the key to becoming a modern, in-demand chartered accountant.
So why does this subject even matter so much? I mean, really. It's because the entire profession of a chartered accountant is changing and changing fast. It is so much more than just crunching numbers these days. And you know, what I love is that the guide itself tells you this right up front. This isn't some hidden message, it says it right here. The traditional role has changed substantially. The game has shifted towards strategic decision-making, and this paper, this material, is your training for that new reality. This really puts it into perspective, doesn't it? On one side, you have the old school role, accounting, auditing, totally essential, but that was then. Now look at where things are going. Strategic decision-making, entrepreneurial roles, becoming a global solution provider. Why the big change? Well, think about it. Businesses are way more complex, e-commerce has exploded, and there are all these new financial instruments. The world doesn't just need bookkeepers, it needs strategic thinkers. And that's exactly what you're becoming. All right, so if you're going to climb this mountain, you need a map. And guess what? The guide gives you one. Let's peel back the curtain on the exam paper itself so you know precisely where to focus your time and energy. And here's the big picture, right here. The whole paper is 100 marks, and a whopping 70% of that, 70, is dedicated to company law. The other 30% covers other laws. So what does this tell you? It tells you where the main battlefield is. Yes, you need to know everything, but your command of company law has to be absolutely rock solid. Okay, let's zoom in a little closer. For that big 70-mark chunk, you're looking at the Companies Act and the LLP Act. And for the 30-mark section, you've got the General Clauses Act, Interpretation of Statutes, and the Foreign Exchange Management Act. That's it. This is your high-level checklist. Know these inside and out. Okay, now we get to my favorite part, because this study guide is more than just a collection of laws. It's actually a really smart, strategically designed system to help you learn. So let's talk about how you actually use it. So you're probably thinking, okay, how? What's the secret? Well, the answer isn't hidden. It's right there in the structure of every single chapter. It's been built step by step to take you from I have no idea to I totally get this. Look at this. This is your toolkit for every chapter. And let me give you a pro tip on how to use it. When you get to learning outcomes, don't just read them. Ask yourself, what question do I need to be able to answer by the end? It completely changes how you read. You're not just consuming info, you're hunting for answers. Then, once you've gone through the content, use the summary for quick revision a day later, then a week later. And for test your knowledge, don't just think about the answers. No, actually write them out. You need to build that muscle memory for the exam. This 6-step process is a powerful rhythm. Don't skip it. And it doesn't stop there. This guide is packed with stuff to make your life easier. We're talking diagrams, flowcharts, and tons of examples that break down really complicated ideas. Here's a little hack. When you see a flowchart, study it, then close the book and try to draw it from memory. If you can recreate the logic, you've nailed the concept. These aren't just pictures, they're learning tools. Use them. Okay, you feeling a little better about this? I hope so, because it's not some impossible task. Let's make it even more concrete and take a quick look at exactly where your journey starts. So, what's on deck for Module 1? You start with the fundamentals and preliminary, and then it moves logically through a company's life. How it's born, how it gets money, how it manages shares. See how it's all laid out? It's a logical journey. Your job is just to take that first step, open up to Chapter 1, and begin. All right, so we've looked at the why, we've looked at the what, and we've definitely looked at the how. Now, really, it just comes down to you. Are you ready to step up and take this on? Look, I want you to remember something. Every single hour you put into this book isn't just about memorizing facts for an exam. It's an investment in yourself. You are building the skills, the competence to have an amazing, dynamic, global career. This is your training ground for your real world. So, let me just ask you this. Take one last look at this guide. It's not just a book. It's your blueprints. It's your path forward. The only real question left is, are you ready to start building? Are you ready to become that global solution provider?
because your journey starts right